Hey Nash, what should we make?
Well, our good friend Seize the Night challenged us to make a root beer pie, but let's make it a root beer float pie.
All right, let's make a root beer float pie. Welcome back to Chaos Kitchen, where apparently now we make pies. After we made that Mountain Dew Baja Blast pie, one of our good friends, Seize the Night, issued us a challenge to make a root beer pie. Now, I may have taken some liberties with this one, but I decided root beer pie, but root beer float pie sounds even better. So today, we're gonna make a super easy, no-bake root beer float pie. I think it's gonna be delicious, so stick around and find out. And without further ado, let's go. Okay, so similar to our Mountain Dew one, although this one's gonna be a lot easier and a lot quicker, and I think way more delicious. I mean, I guess unless you don't like root beer floats, in which case, why are you watching this? But hey, if you are and you don't like it, thanks for watching, because I guess that just means you like me, so, aw, thanks. One of the first ingredients we need is a root beer extract. I could not find one. The only thing I could find was ordering on Amazon. That was gonna take like 2 weeks to get here, so we're just gonna make our own. I know a concentrate isn't exactly the same thing as an extract, but this should work. So we're gonna start in a small sauce pot with about a cup of root beer. So we're gonna turn this on to medium low to low, depending on how much time you wanna spend doing this. And if you're doing other things or not, because if you're doing other things, I would go low, because we don't want the sugar to burn. But if you can monitor it, then you could do medium or something in between. It's up to you. Once we bring that up to a simmer, you just wanna stir pretty continually. I mean, it doesn't have to be continually, like we're not making like a hollandaise or something, but you do wanna stir pretty often, like I said, just to keep the sugars from burning. So we want to reduce this to about a quarter cup. So we start with a cup. So we wanna reduce this by about 75% and turn it into a nice like root beer syrup. So for now, we wait. And once your root beer is reduced to a nice, super concentrated root beer mix, then we go ahead and kill the heat and pour it into something else. And then just in case you burned any sugars, you can go ahead and pour it through a sieve if you want. Perfect. So there's our little quarter cup of root beer concentrate. Now we're gonna let that cool. Then we take out a medium-ish bowl. Then we add 3/4 of a cup of root beer, a half a cup of milk, a quarter cup of our root beer concentrate, or if you're using root beer extract, I would say 1 to 2 tablespoons, depending on how root beery you want this pie. And then 1 package or 3.4 ounces of instant vanilla pudding mix. Now, you can actually make this pie super low calorie if you want. You can use skim milk, or maybe some almond milk might work, I'm not sure. You could use sugar-free root beer, the extract, and then we're gonna use some Cool Whip, but you could use the reduced calorie Cool Whip and then make yourself a pretty low calorie pie that might taste pretty good, I don't know. So then we're just gonna kind of whip this together, get everything incorporated, try to get it smoothed out, and just until we get this mixture thickened. Allegedly, this should come together in about 2 minutes. And once your mixture is smooth and nicely thickened, then we take a tub of Cool Whip.
You can't have a pie without Cool Whip. Cool Whip? Cool Whip, yeah. You mean Cool Whip? Yeah, Cool Whip. Cool Whip. Cool Whip. Cool Whip. Cool Whip.
Like I said, if you're trying to make this more low calorie, you could use the low calorie Cool Whip. And then we just fold this into our mixture. Then take out a graham cracker pie crust. Feel free to make your own, but you know how I feel about that. Just use the one from the store. And then we just add our filling to our pie crust. Did we make too much? We might have. Oh well, that's fine. This will work. Maybe buy a 2-pack of the pie crust, because you could easily have made 2 pies with that recipe. Then we're gonna take this and throw it in the freezer for about 8 hours or overnight. So you can make this in the morning and do it, and it'll be ready by dinner time, or just in the morning, and then you can just kind of keep it frozen. So off to the freezer we go. And here's our root beer float pie, nice and frozen. Now we're gonna top this with some whipped cream, but I learned the hard way that only put the whipped cream on the pieces you're about to serve. Otherwise, then when you put it back in the fridge, it all melts and just looks sad. So let's try this. And there we have our little slice of root beer float heaven. Oh my, I made a mess. And then we'll just go ahead and do a little, and boom, there we go. And then if I had a cherry, I'd put it right there, but I don't. So we won't. And there we have our root beer float pie. And it's time for a bite. Cheers. I wasn't sure it would work, but this absolutely nails the root beer float flavor. It's light, it's delicious, it's sweet, but it's not overly sweet, it's not overly heavy. It's a very light dessert because I think all that Cool Whip and stuff. If you like root beer floats, or if you like anything, if you're human, go try this because it's really, really good out of 10. And hey, that's what I think, but let's see what Nash thinks. Hey bud, how you doing?
I'm good, man. Was just checking on the local laws to see if a dog can run for mayor. I know there's a dog mayor somewhere in the Midwest, but I know I'd be way better.
Well, check it out. We made this root beer float pie that you wanted. Well, here you go. What do you think?
Oh, that's colder than I expected, but it is quite good. Really nails the nostalgia of a good old root beer float.
Anything you want to say to your fans?
If you're hearing this, congratulations, you're alive. If that's not something to smile about, then I don't know what is.
Nash approves, I approve. A very successful pie this time. Thank you, Seasonite, for the challenge. Hopefully that's what you were looking for, or something similar. But hey, go try this. It's super easy, and it's freaking delicious. Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you all. Love you all. If you wouldn't mind taking a second, go like, share, subscribe, hype, hit the bell for notifications, all that good stuff. If there's anything you want me to make, you want me and Nash to taste, go ahead and drop that down in the comments. And hey, if you like this video, go check out some more other videos. Maybe there's a link somewhere around here, or in the description. And hey, just remember, cook more, eat better, embrace the chaos. That's all for now, folks. Until next time, be good and peace.